Chasm is a 2D procedurally generated Metroidvania developed by BitKid Inc. released in 2018. I enjoy these types of games and was curious to see if the procedurally generation would work in this genre. I've seen it get mixed reviews online, so I thought I'd give it a go. You play as a new recruit sent to investigate a mining town. Only when you get there, everyone but the mayor is missing. He tells you that monsters came out of the mine and kidnapped everyone. So it's your job to explore the mine, find the villages and kill some evil. It's a very basic plot. Story is delivered through NPC dialogue, mostly from Basten, a professor you save early on. He mostly just spouts exposition at you. You can also find notes to help you with the world building. There aren't very many of these though. I didn't find the story very engaging. The story is very generic and the characters lack charm. Aside from their designs, they didn't stand out to me. The side quests they give you didn't really help with this. You usually just have to find an item in the mine and bring it back to them. The story was just an excuse for the gameplay for me, so how does it hold up? It's just okay, very inspired by Symphony of the Night. At the start you can jump, attack and backdash, which I didn't know you could do until way late into the game. I guess I never pressed the Y button. You explore the areas, finding lots of places where you can't progress until you find a new item or ability that will allow you to progress further. I think one of the disappointing things about this game are the abilities you learn. They're just not very interesting or game changing. You learn slide, swim underwater, double jump, glide and wall grab. These are very basic for this genre. Some Metroidvanias let you start with most of these abilities. Most are only used in specific spots to progress. They aren't something I would use in regular gameplay besides double jump. Abilities are not very flashy either. You don't get something like an aura around you when you use them, leading them to be not very satisfying to use. In great Metroidvanias, your abilities can be used in both traversal and combat, giving them more than one use, and make me excited when I got a new one. I just didn't have that feeling here, unfortunately. The map can be handy. It leaves a dot if there's something important like a chest in that room. You can only leave one marker on the map and you have to be in that room to do it. I would have loved the ability to leave different types of markers on the map, so I could be like, you need a double jump here, instead of backtracking all the way there because I couldn't remember what it was I needed to progress. I was basically just going back to rooms that weren't filled out on my map and hoping I gained a new ability to help me out. Platforming is fine, it feels smooth besides the wall grab ability. It's not very difficult. Combat doesn't fare much better. There just isn't that much variety to it. There are two main types of weapons you can get, ones that are quick jabs in front of you or ones that swing over your head. These are slower but do more damage. These make all the weapons feel the same. They don't have any uniqueness to them besides the look. I did find a flying sword that returned to you once thrown, but this was basically at the end of the game for me, so I didn't use it much. This game is an RPG, so it's more about the stats of the weapons rather than what the weapon can actually do. I'm not a huge fan of this, as I would always choose the weapons with the highest number. I would have rather each weapon had an ability so they would stand out from each other. You can also buy magic weapons. You need mana to use these. They are basically your range attacks, like knives are thrown directly in front of you and shurikens are thrown to the upper right, so each are useful against different enemies. I would have used them more, but you have to go into the menu to swap to a different one, slowing down the pace, so I just stuck to the shield one, which I found the most useful. You can also level up magic weapons with gems you find, but these are fairly rare, and the upgrades require a lot of them, so I only managed to level up 2 weapons to the max, deterring me from swapping to another one. Luckily there's a big variety of monsters for you to fight, keeping the game from getting stale. They start out simple, get more complex as the game goes on. Some were annoying, but I enjoyed fighting most of them. Bosses were kinda hit or miss for me. For most of them I could just tank hits and spam the attack button and still survive. Now for the big question, does the procedural generation help the game? It's going to be a no from me, dog. Each time you play the game, it's going to have a different layout, which is cool, but I can't help feel like I would have preferred a handcrafted world instead. There are not enough unique locations to make exploring fun. You're going to be looking at the same backgrounds for most of the areas, with only 1 or 2 different backgrounds in each area. This also makes it easier to get lost. There's no, I know this room, this means I'm close to this thing. It's always, oh, it's the room that looks like the other room. Compare this to like Hollow Knight, where almost every room looks beautiful and memorable. I can't see anyone preferring this. If the map was more detailed and showed what the room looks like, it would have helped with this issue. You may also get unlucky and have room after room of the same enemies with nothing interesting to break it up. Add enemies respawn after you leave the room and come back. This leads to a frustrating experience overall. The pixel art is good, it just doesn't do anything to stand out against other indie games. It's the same for the music for me. It's not bad, just nothing I'm going to remember after a few weeks. I didn't run into any bugs or glitches, so that was nice. Overall, I had a fine time with Chasm. It works. If you haven't played a game in this genre before, it's probably a good one to start with. If you have played other Metroidvanias before, this isn't going to do a lot for you in my opinion. It wasn't something that kept me hooked for hours on end like Hollow Knight. I would have played for 1 or 2 hours and be like, I'm good for now, which isn't a good sign for me. Time to rank it. I'm feeling number 15. It's another one of those games I don't think I'm ever going to replay. I feel like I got more enjoyment from World of War and Turnip Boy, so Chasm's going below them. And it wasn't quite as bad enough to put below Suicide Squad. So yeah, number 15. Not a bad game, just forgettable. Well, I'm going to go randomly do something else now.